Cook, eat, relax with me, Josie Fletcher. Today we're going to make a baked ham. Now, a baked ham would usually signify a special event like Christmas or a christening or something, but we're just going to do it really quick, really simple, no fuss, and it's going to have you putting a ham in the oven at any given opportunity. Use the leftovers to make lots of different things, but especially my cheats macaroni, cheese and ham pasta. Pile your unpeeled carrots and onions into your baking tray. These are going to act as a trivet for the ham, so it won't stick to the bottom of the tray, but also it'll make the most gorgeous gravy. Pop your ham on top and then drizzle over your olive oil. I haven't taken the skin off, I'm not scoring the fat, we're not doing anything fancy with this, we are keeping it simple. Put it in a hot oven for 40 minutes, and in that time the ham's going to get a real blast of heat that's going to give it loads of colour and loads of flavour. While your ham's baking in the oven and you've got your chopping board and your knife out and it's dirty already, we might as well prep our veg, get it ready, and it can just sit there in some cold water until we're ready to cook it later on. After 40 minutes the veg will have a nice tinge to it and the ham should have some colour. Now add 750 ml of hot water to the roasting tin. This should create a really nice dark looking liquid. Turn the oven down to 180 and leave your meat to work its hammy magic for an hour and a half. Check your ham from time to time to make sure there's always a little water in the bottom of the roasting tin. Once my ham's ready, I'm going to take it out from its trivet of veg and place it on my carving board. And I'm going to leave it here to rest for half an hour. I'm going to cover it with some tin foil and I'm not going to touch it. Don't be tempted to dig into it before half an hour is up. It really will spoil the deliciousness of your meat. Now while that's resting, get your vegetables and potatoes on and make your gravy. I've got an oven to hob baking tray here. This is really good quality. You can get them from most department stores, or I use Jamie at Home as well. They're really, really good bakeware. If you don't have one, get this, scrape it all into a saucepan and put it on the heat in a saucepan. It will work just as well, okay? This just saves on the washing up. So we're going to get this back up to heat again. All of these juices are going to be what makes the gravy flavour. This is where it all comes from. It's all going to be dark and delicious and lovely, and that flavour has actually come from us putting all these vegetables in a really hot oven at the start. So we're going to put in 2 tablespoons of just plain flour, just kind of level tablespoons, not heaped. Now, you wouldn't usually use this much flour if you were making a gravy, but because we want it to be really, really quick, we're going to make it like this and then sieve it at the end, so we haven't got to worry about any lumps or anything like that. So we're going to cook this out, mix it all in, and cook it out for 5 minutes. So the rawness of the flour is going to come away, you're not going to taste any flour, and it'll be all ready to add the stock. Don't worry about how ugly it looks, it's supposed to. This looks like it's ready now. All the vegetables have clumped together and you can see it's really starting to kind of form a thick paste. So we're going to add our chicken stock. I've got 500 ml of chicken stock here. And right now you might think this is never ever going to come together, but it will. We're just going to gently move the vegetables around, let the flour come away, let that thick paste come away from the veg and work its way into the chicken stock, and that's what's going to make your lovely thick gorgeous gravy. Okay, we're going to sieve the gravy now. I've just balanced my sieve over the top of my gravy jug. I'm just going to pour this all in. Now what I've done is, using a slotted spoon, I've just taken out some of the vegetables because it just makes it easier to pour it into the sieve, and we're then going to mix the veg that's left in the sieve round the sieve to get every last bit of tasty delicious juice out. Our ham is ready now. It's been resting for 30 minutes and it's ready to carve. I've made some mashed potato and some broccoli. I've used butter and whole milk for my mashed potato because I think it makes it pretty special, and just finished it off with a little sprinkling of rock salt to give it some texture and really deep flavour. So we're going to carve our ham. We've got some really lovely big chunks of ham here. You're going to pop it on the plate. It looks absolutely succulent and gorgeous and tender. Pour over our really delicious, wholesome homemade gravy. Now indulge yourself in this wonderfully simple warming dish. Great follow-up from the baked ham because we use the leftovers. It's almost non-cook. All you have to do is cook your pasta. It's really simple, and it come about from my daughter being desperate for macaroni and cheese. So I created this dish, and actually it's a really brilliant alternative. Never been asked to cook macaroni and cheese again. Plunge your pasta into a big pan of boiling salted water and leave to bubble for 4 minutes. While that happens, chop your broccoli into little chunks. Mix together the creme fraiche, cream cheese, whole milk, mustard and lemon juice. Now mix in 200 grams of the grated cheese. When the pasta has had its 4 minutes, put the broccoli and ham into the water and boil for another 5 minutes. Use a cup to take out at least 100 ml of the cooking water from the pan and reserve. Now drain the pasta, veg and ham. Put the cheese sauce mixture and reserved pasta water into the saucepan and warm through for 1 minute. Now mix in the pasta, ham and broccoli and make sure it's all well coated in the sauce. Tip the whole lot into a baking dish, sprinkle with the remaining 100 grams of cheese and grill for 10 minutes until golden and bubbling. Serve this with a nice green salad and homemade garlic bread. If you want to serve this straight from the pan instead of grilling it, then add another 2 minutes of cooking time when you cook the pasta before adding the ham and broccoli.